yesterday, and I'd like to begin by reading that to you. It's involved in a little privacy, but it's okay. She said, this is Beverly, Aunt Beverly, I'll be thinking of you all tomorrow as you send Barb into the grace of our Lord's arms, and holding you close in my heart. She knows, Beverly knows, as you know, as all of you know, Barbara was a tough old bird. There were a lot of characteristics about her that were interesting, to say the least, and that being a persistent person was certainly one of them. Her perseverance, let's see if I can get to this. I wrote a little outline trying to get to it. She exhibited a perseverance despite a disability. Despite that disability, she lived a full and complete life. She married she told me once, her childhood sweetheart. She met her college sweetheart. If they were in college as children, I'd have to wonder, but that was one of the facts, that was one of the things she was most proud of. I gave you an example of perseverance back to her youth. When she was 7 years old, she went on a fishing trip with a fishing buddy. An accident occurred, and she fell in the water while her fishing buddy was looking for another place to fish. Her fishing buddy came back. She was only 7. Her fishing buddy came back to where they had been and was fortunate, after searching quite some period of time, to find her fishing pole just sticking out of the edge of the water, just coming out. He reached down and pulled it up, and her hair floated to the surface. She had been below that water for easily 15, maybe 20 minutes or so. What brought her up? God's grace. She had a tiny little fish hook, a perch fishing hook, in the lobe of her ear. She had a seizure. She had fallen into the water, and that fish hook caught in her ear. Her fishing buddy pulled it up, was so amazed to see her hair rise to the surface, helped pull her out of the water, and given artificial respiration, she survived. Just a childhood example of perseverance. Her studies were another example. She was studious. She was a straight A student. Beverly and I, her sister and I, were so fortunate because we didn't have to study as much as she did. We could get away with that. But she was able to get away with something herself with her studies. She and her sister were once tasked, with 2 siblings tasked to wash and dry dishes. Barbara was surprisingly adept at getting out of that chore. In fact, she would work on her school. She'd study so hard and so often and write papers. Our dad, and I'll describe it a little bit for you. Our dad wondered how it was she could work so much on her schoolwork, so long, such a long period of time. It's because she was sliding out of washing and drying dishes while her little Lister Beverly was doing the dishes. She was writing an essay on T.S. Eliot. Dad asked Beverly, where is she? Beverly told her she's in there writing another essay on T.S. Eliot. He asked her, darn, she hasn't killed that SOB off yet. So she stayed with it all the time. But she was able to, she had another trick up her sleeves. Kind of like these two girls right here had. These two daughters of Ray Scott, your grandfather, when they were young, they both were able to wrap their grandfather around their little finger. Doing nothing more than batting their eyes at him, batting those big, beautiful eyelashes. What these girls don't know is their mother did the same thing to their grandfather, the exact same thing. In fact, that's how she got away with so much, particularly not doing dishes. She'd get up in his lap, just like you two did. Get up in his lap, old grandpa, batting her eyelashes, and get away with it. She did. It was just another example of her perseverance. But she was successful.